All right, we're a couple minutes past the hour, so we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming to this Omnichannel Partner Workshop. This event is going to be recorded, and we will share the recording with all attendees along with the presentation deck in about a week. So just to get to our agenda, we're going to do a quick overview with Alpana, and then Niall and Lily are going to talk about ALM and diagnostics. Varsha and Daniel will talk about voice features. We'll take a short break in the middle of the presentation. Then we'll talk about IVR with Karthik and Daniel, digital messaging with Jan, and then Alpana will wrap things up with the roadmap and we'll get your feedback. So Niall, if you want to get started.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Alpana.
Thank you so much, Kat. A very warm welcome to everybody on this particular workshop. This workshop has been designed based on your feedback, so please continue to share with us what you would like to hear in this particular workshop series. This is the first one for Omnichannel. Super excited to have you all as part of this particular workshop. On that note, let's get started. Thank you, Niall. As part of the digital contact center journey, whenever a customer reaches out, our goal is to ensure that we are able to provide organizations an opportunity to connect with the customers at the channel of their preference. We have been continuously investing on the omni-channel engagement side, and here now we have voice, live chat, social channels, so on and so forth. So as part of this particular session today, we are going to focus on the channels side of the end-to-end customer journey. Our goal for this particular channels experience is to ensure that we enable organizations to provide exceptional service at all channels of their customer engagements. Microsoft is, if you could build a slide, Niall, thank you so much. Microsoft is invested in building out these omnichannel experiences across all channels. We started our V1 journey in 2019 when we launched chat, Facebook, SMS channels. Along with that, we also understand the importance of self-service and deflection because that helps not only with the better customer service and feedback, but also with agent productivity and in optimizing our contact center operations. So on that note, we provided power virtual agents and also we allowed organizations to bring their own bot. We also understand the importance of agent productivity. That's where in 2019, when we launched Omnichannel, we launched with the multi-session experience, agent scripts, macros, and AI-based sentiment analysis for the conversation. Come 2020, we continued with our journey, and here is where we started with Teams channel, WhatsApp, Line, and WeChat. We also understood the importance of providing multimodality experiences. That's where we invested in providing Elevate chat to voice and video, just like the way you have it on Teams today. Along with that, we also provided third-party co-browse, and our AI journey continued on Omnichannel, wherein we provided similar case and knowledge suggestions to optimize the agent productivity as well. Come 2021, we continued our investment on Omnichannel, and here's when, late 2021, we came up with native voice channel capabilities built on top of Azure Communication Services. This capability allows the organizations to not only bring the first-party voice channel on top of ACS with the help of direct calling plans, it also helps customers to bring their own voice provider with the help of Azure Communication Services direct routing capabilities. Not only that, our AI journey continued in 2021 as well. As part of launching Voice Channel, we provided call intelligence capabilities like transcription, sentiment analysis, call analytics, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, so on and so forth. To complete the voice capabilities for 2021, we also made investments in the outbound messaging and as well as embedded chat experience for mobile, and the outbound messaging experience was also carried forward to voice with outbound calling. Moving on, in 2022, we enhanced our social channel footprint by providing you all with Apple Messaging for Business, Google Business Messaging, and our AI journey continued again with embedded analytics. Come 2023, as you all know, Microsoft acquired Nuance, and we all have been riding the wave of co-pilots with generative AI. So our focus area for 2023 has been to improve the quality of service with a VNext stack. Voicemail, callback, and direct dialing have been released in GA. Nuance IVR and PVA 2.0 IVR are getting merged as part of the Dynamics contact center capabilities, and a preview of these two stacks integrated with digital contact center stack is going to get launched very shortly. We continued our journey on AI again and infused AI with biometrics authentication with the help of, again, one of the Nuance products called Gatekeeper. And we continued our investments on Copilot as well. So as you can see, we started our journey in 2019. Every year we have been investing on Omnichannel. This continues to stay as the top investment areas for Dynamics customer service. And it doesn't stop here. We are looking forward to having a great year in 2024 as well. On that note, I'm super excited to have this particular session today, wherein the subject matter experts from Omnichannel have prepared a lot of content for you based on your signals and feedback. And over the next 2 hours, you will see full of excitement-packed content. So please keep sharing the signals and feedback with us. If there's anything that you would love to hear more in the next workshop, continue to share those signals with us. There's also a Q&A, which is moderated with a lot of subject matter experts. So if you have any questions, please do post them in the Q&A section. We appreciate this community who has been an integral part of the contact center applications, and you play a very critical role in making this product success for our customers. So thank you so much for what you do, and we are looking forward to the rest of the session with you. Thank you, Nal. Over to the next section for ALM and diagnostics.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. So thanks everyone for attending. This is really exciting. We have so much to cover today. Just a very quick intro about myself. I'm Nail Haddad. I'm PM in the OC team, mainly driving aspects of management and control plane. So in short, this is everything that has to do with provisioning and installation of the app, and then the lifecycle management of that. Diagnostics also falls into that, like how we help customers diagnose issues. And then multiple topics when it comes to channel setup and the flow that we provide to customers to be able to set up the channels prior to start using them in the runtime. So I'm going to talk about one important topic that came to us as a major topic that you and customers want to see how we are going to improve in that aspect. Video to talk about why and how we're solving this problem. But in short, we hear customers needing a very easy way to take configurations from their test environments into production to ensure that they have reliable environments. So they want to test extensively. And once they're sure that this is exactly what they need for the business, and this is exactly the reliability metrics that they want to provide to their customers, this is when they feel confident to lift those configurations to the production environments. But that needs to be an easy and straightforward process, which is not the case today. We are going to listen to a video that explains all of that and then our approach to solving this problem. Okay.
Today, we are going to demo the new application lifecycle.
Is audio coming through?
It is?
Yes.
Management, or in short, ALM process for. Today, we are going to demo the new application lifecycle management, or in short, ALM process for Omnichannel, specifically Omnichannel chat. The demo will show how we can leverage Power Platform Solution Framework to move chat configurations from one environment to another. Customers need to test their channel and routing configurations in a test environment, ensuring that they meet their reliability metrics and business needs prior to deploying to production. Once satisfied with these results, customers expect to easily migrate configurations from test to production environment. But before this new process, customers were advised to use the configuration migration tool to migrate configurations between environments. But that process is manual, lengthy, and error-prone. Customers needed to create schema files, select explicitly the entities and their attributes, and replace the lookup references in the exported data. Due to the manual nature of the previous process, customers reported issues to Microsoft and had to wait for a resolution to the matter. In the new ALM process, we are leveraging the Power Platform Solution Framework to automate ALM and significantly reduce customer pain. Another benefit of using the solution framework is that it enables version management of the configuration data similar to code versioning. Now, let's demonstrate how the new process works. For the purpose of this demo, we have a source environment with chat channel configured. We will show how to export the chat configuration out and then import it into the destination environment. It is important that the two environments have the same version of solutions. To begin, we are now in our source environment where we have a pre-configured chat workstream with defined behaviors, user features, and routing rules. We want to export this configuration because we feel it's ready and we've tested it, so we're going to go to advanced settings. From there, we have to go to the solutions list. Once there, we have to create an unmanaged solution. Let's give it any name, give it any publisher and version, then click Save. Once it is saved, then using the Add Existing option, you have to locate the chat widget. Once you click on it, a dialog box will open which will display all the existing chat configurations records on the source environment. For the purpose of this demo, we will work with the ALM live chat demo record, so select it and click OK. Once hitting OK, you'll see a number of records displayed. These represent some of the items associated with a chat configuration like workstream, routing configuration, etc. After confirming all the records are properly reflected, we can close out the window. The next step is to export this unmanaged solution out as a managed solution using the export option. It is important to select the manage option here and then click export. Once it is exported, we have to go to the destination environment, and here we have to go to advanced settings option and again go to the solutions list. And now using the import option, we have to import the managed solution which was exported out from our source environment. So we select it, and by keeping the default option, we click on import. We will skip import because we have already done this for the demo, and as you can see here, we have already exported the ALM live chat demo solution on the destination environment. Once this is done, we go back to the admin center, and here in the workstream list, we can see that the live chat demo workstream record, which was created on our source environment and imported here, is starting to show up. So we can click inside and see that it has the same chat configurations, behavior, user features, and routing configurations on this record. As part of this process, we ensure that the chat configuration is ready to use on the destination environment upon import. During the import of the managed solution, we modify certain environment-specific values in the live chat widget script. For example, if you click Edit and go to the Chat Widget tab and check out the live chat widget script, it has certain environment-specific fields which are relevant to this destination environment and are different from the source environment values, for example, the ID and the URL. This ensures that you can directly use it for the purpose of creating a chat widget. And so to recap what we have just done, we had a chat channel configured in our source environment, and we wanted to move it to our destination environment. This is a typical use case we see with admins testing everything in a user acceptance testing environment, feeling satisfied with the system messages and routing, and now wanting to move it to a production environment. With this new ALM process, admins can easily lift and shift this chat configuration in a more efficient manner. We know this process will have many benefits for our customers, and we are excited to be sharing it with you. Thank you so much.
All right. So that is the new process. We are actually working on rolling out that not only for chat. So it's going to be all the channels that we are supporting today in Omnichannel. So that would be voice and will be all the messaging channels as well. And the process is really going, and we are planning to roll those out by end of year. Once that's there, then customers can now easily go and manage their applications in a very automated way. No manual intervention is needed, and that should really solve some pain that we've been hearing from customers.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good evening. My name is Lily Shelke, and just like Niall, I'm also a product manager on the Dynamics 365 Omnichannel voice team. A bunch of things that I'm working on currently are quality of service related. And as we embarked in the quality of service journey, where we were trying to improve wherever we could see gaps, diagnostics came up as one of the things that would really help improve quality of service. And so that has been a part of my charter. And today we'll talk a little bit about that. So we can go to the next slide and talk about some of the challenges that we've been hearing. The message has been loud and clear that more information is always better. And we don't do that today. We don't have all of the information that a customer should have if they want to get an entire view of their setup. We have come a long way. During the days of on-premises, customers had more control on their product, its operation, and by product, I mean their CRM product. But today we are in the cloud, and there is limited or no visibility into which events occurred, and that led to a certain outcome. And so a large chunk of customer time as well as engineering time is spent in trying to understand the why, trying to chase the why. Why did the call not connect? Why did the call not get assigned to an agent that we expected it to get assigned to? And so we started the journey of logging data into App Insights. We will be going through the depths of this topic today, and I would love to hear feedback from you. Niall and I have been working heavily on diagnostics, and we want to hear more so that we can shape this feature going forward. What this feature does. This feature will facilitate proactive system monitoring through self-service. This type of monitoring will empower IT professionals to easily identify and diagnose problematic conversations. As a part of the first iteration, meaning we just went public preview with the first release, with the first round of events. And what we included, the kind of system telemetry that we included for selective conversation lifecycle events across various channels, that's available now, and it's all on demand. The information can be further exported, and it can be combined with additional data sets to build custom dashboards based on your business needs. We will be striving iteratively to enhance App Insights experience and telemetry to make the dataset richer and more granular over time. We can move to the next slide. Yes. So like I was saying, you can subscribe to certain events. You can monitor the conversation telemetry across various channels. And I mentioned all of the important channels are currently being targeted. We basically have the same set of events that we could track across various channels. And I will dig a little deeper into that in the next slide as well. And then you could build custom dashboards. You could combine it with additional data sets and build the kind of views that you want to understand how is your setup operating? How is your call center operating? Is it meeting the business goals? Do we need to tweak anything? And all of that goodness. So please play the demo, Niall. Thank you.
If you manage a contact center and have ever wished that you could detect hindrances before they became problems and do something proactively about it, this feature may help you. Customers wanting greater visibility into their conversation-based operational telemetry can now access the underlying information self-service through App Insights, an extension of Azure Monitor. In addition to facilitating proactive system monitoring, this would also empower developers and IT professionals to easily identify and diagnose problematic conversations, helping self-remediate where applicable or for seeking swift support. Let's take a look at how this works. The first step is to create your data export package from Dynamics Customer Service into Application Insights. This can be done through the Power Platform Admin Center through a quick series of guided steps while subscribing to system telemetry for a core set of conversation lifecycle events across the channels you use. Start by selecting the environment you want to obtain data for and associate an application insights instance with it. You can choose an existing instance or create a new one as needed. Once this is done, review and submit. It's that simple. Once the connection is created, you should be able to see the data export added in your Power Platform admin page. Now that the connection is established, let's switch context to see how this works in real time. We're going to follow an ongoing live chat conversation where a customer, Jacob, has an inquiry. They use the live chat widget to initiate a conversation request and are greeted by a virtual agent. Upon registering their wish to speak to a human agent, the virtual agent escalates the chat to the system to route it to a suitable human agent. This chat request, internally, gets routed to an agent A who rejects the assignment because it's outside of their working hours and they're about to log off. The system then reroutes this chat to another available agent who accepts and addresses the customer's request. If we consider each business event happening during this chat conversation as an operation, its corresponding conversational telemetry is being sent by customer service to App Insights in real time behind the scenes. This includes scenarios such as the initialization of the conversation by the customer, assignment of the virtual agent to the chat, followed by escalation and routing of the chat to a human agent only to be rejected by the first one and then accepted by the second, all through to the resolution of the conversation. We're back to App Insights now, logged in as a developer, and tracing steps from Jacob's conversation. Every business event is available as an operation with its corresponding details available as metadata such as the conversation channel type, scenario success or failure, start and end time, duration, etc. This data can be aggregated and exported in real time to build and power customized dashboards that indicate operational health of ongoing conversations, as well as help with historical analysis. Volumes, latency, behavioral trends, and operation failures, now at your fingertips. We're just getting started with our customer service diagnostic story on App Insights, and there's plenty more to come. Give it a try. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Well, thank you, Niall. That was the super cool video, which actually shows you how events are tracked across a conversation's lifecycle. So what you're seeing on the screen now, those are the P0 or the first version of events that we went live with. I mentioned, like it was said in the video, we are currently in public preview. And so you can try out this feature and see how it is helping you understand conversation lifecycle events, and see if you have any feedback for us. At the same time, the list that you're seeing here, obviously it's not complete. There are a bunch of other events that we want to log, and those will come iteratively. Like I mentioned, we are making investments to try and make this data as granular as possible and log as many events as possible into App Insights. So we can move to the next slide, where I want to show you a little bit more about what are the other things that are also happening in the diagnostics realm. So we will continue with App Insights journey, of course, and then that itself, like App Insights itself, will be the most central event data repository that we can use, and we can slice and dice data and show it to various personas that exist today in OC according to the OC app that they use. So for example, if it's something that an admin needs to see, then we might surface that in CSAC. If it's something that an agent needs to see, then we will surface that in CSW and things like that. So that is how we are thinking about this feature. But at the same time, there are also some other things that are also rolling out. So for agents, agent diagnostics or agent diagnostic tools such as end of call survey, or the ability to test test your audio devices, your mic and your speaker, and then the ability to make a test call and see how is everything working out in an actual call. A whole new diagnostic center that will help you address any configuration issues, such as your presence is not really resolving to available. What could it be that's holding up your capacity, that's ultimately not letting your presence refresh? So these are some of the things that are coming out. We are in the final stages. Some of these features have already rolled out with our October wave, but yeah, these are a bunch of tools that are coming out for agents. And then we also have something coming out for admins in CSAC, our customer service admin center, where integrated health check will help you look at any kind of errors or best practices or warnings that would be that would be done or set up differently in your configuration. So for example, if you have a queue that does not have any agents, or if you have, let's say you've not set up, or you've set up something, but it's not really the best way to set it up, then we will show that as a recommendation, and it will show up bang in the customer service admin center homepage, where you'll just see all of these pop up, and you can take actions accordingly and remediate that. Most of these features, like I said, are releasing in October GA. And so a bunch of diagnostics related tools are already coming to your fingertips.
My name is Varsha, and I'm a product manager from the Dynamics 365 Omnichannel voice team. And in my role, I own geo expansion for all of Omnichannel, various features across the Omnichannel voice stack, including key experiences such as consult and transfer. And along with my colleagues, I help to make Dynamics Omnichannel into the wonderful product that you all use every day. Speaking of colleagues, I have a co-presenter with me, Daniel Woolman. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Oh, hello. Daniel Woolman. I'm a colleague of Varsha here I'm a product manager in the Omnichannel team in Dynamics, and I lead some of the nuanced technologies integration with Dynamics 365.
Thanks, Daniel. All right, so continuing on, we have a packed agenda, so let's get started. There we go. So our journey over the last few years reflects a lot of growth, as Alpana was mentioning before, in our product areas across all the various personas that use and interact with the Omnichannel voice product. At the heart of our product is our customer journey, and we've continually responded to trends that impact the service organization industry. And to do so, we've delivered on quite a few key components. The first one being agent direct dialing. This one allowed customers to directly reach an agent on their personal phone number. We have queue position callback, which allows the customer the flexibility to leave the queue as they wish if the wait times get too long, and lets an agent call back when the agent is free to do so. Voicemail allowed customers to immediately voice their concerns so that all their responses can be monitored by the agents and received and acted upon as soon as the concerns are brought in. And last but not least, we also introduced caller ID enhancements that increased our customers' trust in us because identification was provided on who was calling them. While customer satisfaction is at the heart of our product, one of the unique parts of being a call center is we technically have two customers, the actual customer themselves and the agent. As we continue to improve the customer experience, we also made sure that the agent experience was receiving optimizations. We have some of these core features that we introduced in. The first one is real-time user diagnostics. This allows agents to see what the diagnostics are of their voice call in real time so that they are able to self-diagnose any potential issues that are impacting their call qualities. Teams Me Consult over VoIP is a feature that will be talked in depth in the next few slides, but this is a wonderful integration between D365 and Teams that allows the subject matter expert in Teams to be accessed without a Teams phone calling plan. Intelligent routing and conversations deliver summaries faster to agents so that agents can wrap up and ramp up on their conversations at a much quicker speed. And one of our most recent changes that we introduced is the revamped soft phone iconography. There's an entire demo about this that I'm very excited to show later on. So to kick things off, as we take in our deep dives, one of the first parts I wanted to talk about was our AI summaries. So AI can enrich many products in different ways, and OC Voice is no different. This slide shows how the live conversation summaries gives agents an automatic conversation summary that is delivered to them whether they want it during their ramp-up phase or during their wrap-up phase. Agents during their ramp-up phase can get a 60-second summary of their long-running cases, and this includes notes, emails, etc. These summaries can then be shared amongst the agents, which also allows them to shave minutes off both, again, their ramp-up and their wrap-up phases. In addition to these two cool new features that we introduced, we also integrated Copilot into our product, and that will be demoed in the next slide.
I want to understand the fertilization process.
Thank you.
Certainly. Give me a minute while I check for that information. I have emailed you about the...
So as you can see in the demo, the customer needed help with their questions on fertilization processes. The agent was able to quickly use Copilot, search up, get up to speed on what the customer would want to hear, and then email what they found directly back to the customer as well.
Hi.
Oops, there we go. One of the other features that I wanted to take a really deep dive into was the Team SME equaling subject matter expert consult over VoIP. A quick deep dive for folks who haven't heard of this feature before. Our product has historically always supported consults via Teams. However, this was usually always possible only if the Teams user you were consulting or transferring to had a PST and phone number. With this collaboration between Teams and Dynamics, the Teams Me consult can be conducted via VoIP, which introduces a variety of opportunities to have consults to SIP addresses and more. So the demo that's played will show the flow of a consult, then a bridge transfer via Teams Me VoIP.
All right, so now we're going to look at a Teams user bridged consult, then transfer, which is pretty close to what our actual transfer used to be. So you see we have an ongoing call here. I'm going to accept it as the Dynamics agent on the right. Okay, so now I'm going to look for a Teams user to consult and add them to the call. You'll also hear a recorded message from Teams.
Unknown participant is now joining.
And you will hear me do a couple of test words as the agent and the team see. Hello. So now I'm going to transfer the call to the team suite. You can see that the call ends and a new call begins from the C2's phone number.
Hello.
And you'll hear me talking as the C2 and the Teams user. Those are the only two on the call.
Hello.
And now, if we look back at the ongoing conversations dashboard, because this work stream setting is for bridge transfers, the transfer that happened after this consult was a bridge transfer, so it continues to be tracked.
So that's the demo on Teams Me Consult over VoIP, folks. And again, as mentioned at the end, we are supporting bridge transfers, which means that once the transfer happens, Dynamics 365 continues to be a part of the call. And last but not least, one of the most anticipated demos that we have is our modern agent experience. As I'd mentioned, we have a revamped modern iconography and more that supports agents' response time being faster and helps them be more efficient. To demo this, we have the agent going through your typical call flow of receiving a call, interacting with the call control bar, and you'll see the differences via both the current iconography that folks are used to, as well as a new iconography that has just been released.
Dynamics 365 Customer Service Omni-channel offers voice as one of the many channels customers can use to reach out to the agents. While in a call with the customer, agents can leverage the call controls to put the customer on hold, mute themselves, to check their device settings, mark a number as spam, and to consult with or transfer to another agent. This is how the call controls in the communication panel looks like today. And with the upcoming release, agents will now see a more modernized experience with larger icons that have explicit labels below. These controls take up the full width of the communication panel so agents can have larger real estates to perform their critical actions. Additionally, agents no longer need to hover over these icons to understand what they do. Like before, agents can hold, mute, open device settings, and mark a number as spam. Notice the more refined experience for each of these icons. Also notice that the transfer and cancel icons have moved to the top, allowing more pertinent icons to surface right on the screen. This reduces the number of clicks and saves agents time. These enhancements serve as the foundation for delivering a world-class agent experience.
Next session, we're going to talk about IVR and what we're bringing to the platform as new IVR features across the board. So we're splitting this in two. Me and Kartik are going to cover the different IVR technologies that we're bringing to Dynamics 365 as part of the session. But before we head into details, let's just get started aligning everybody on IVR systems, right? Because not everybody are used to the definitions of IVR today, right? So it's not a new technology, right? IVR was invented back in the 60s, and in the US, it became mainstream in the middle of the 80s as the prices go down, right? And became more feasible for all the different businesses and industries to have IVR systems. And the technologies around IVR has been changing a lot, right? From initial design, where basically welcome messages to the customers, right? Simple navigation by the TMF in those systems, right? And usually the skill set on configuring and operating IVRs were allocated to telephony engineers because there was a lot of telephony side configurations, right, to support IVR systems. And typically IVRs, they were supported 100% by humans, right, in a contact center. So IVR basically map the option from the caller via the TMF, and he direct the call to an agent. Today, IVRs are really focusing in providing self-service, right? And that are used not only for inbound calls, but also for outbound calls with bots calling customers, right? And trying to complete tasks that the customers want to complete with the business, right? A lot of conversation AI technologies behind that to support that type of interactions, right? And also the skill set has changed dramatically on IVR systems today. So it's developers, it's speech scientists, right, to fine tune and adjust the speech recognition systems behind the desk. So, and if you look at the contact centers today, you have that are leveraging all those technologies. You have a mix of humans and bots servicing the customers, right, end to end with tasks. And as we evolve, I think the focus is continuous on improving self-service ratios in the business, right? When the caller doesn't need to speak to an agent to complete that task, right? And whenever that caller needs to speak to an agent, it's for a high-value task to be completed, like customer retention, right? Or something that requires financial transaction that is high value for the business. That also evolving on the way that IVR is designed to answer questions for customers, right? So from flows that are topic and intent mapped end to end, which requires a lot of time investment on developing that flow, to IVRs that are supported by generative AI, right? When you don't need to have all the topics properly mapped in the IVR systems, and the IVR uses different sources of knowledge and content to respond to the tasks. And tomorrow, also we see the set of skills on IVR systems becoming so easy to configure and operate that are handled 100% in-house, right? Do-it-yourself approach in the design and maintenance of those IVR systems. And you see a volume of bots in the contact center growing consistent, right? As the IVR systems evolve and those technologies becomes more comfortable for customers and contact centers to operate worldwide. So that evolution, I mean, you have plenty of different IVR approaches in the market today, right? So you have the old timer IVR, as you can see here, right? Where basically it's, I call that navigation IVR, right? You have to learn how the menu of the business is designed in the IVR, what the terms means, right? So you need to develop some knowledge about how the IVR is developed, and for each action you have to use a key, right, of a menu number to be able to interact with the IVR. Majority of IVRs today is direct dialogue ones, where although you can speak to IVR, right, it's not a natural conversation. It's still bounded by a menu of options, and you need to be precise on your answers, very clear audio, to be able to complete those tasks, right? And at any time in that IVR flow, in a directed dialogue, if you want to change topics, right, or deviate a little bit from the flow, you have to start over. So it's still not a natural conversation flow, right? And as we land this new platform for IVR systems in Dynamics 365, we really focus on conversation IVR when you are not bounding at all to a menu of options, right? You are basically talking naturally with the bot, and through that conversation, the bot and the backend system supported the bot are detecting the intent, the entities related to that, and responding to the customer. And you'll see a few examples about how that sounds like, right, in IVR systems today. Majority of our customers today, they are stuck between an old-timer IVR model and direct dialogue model, right? And they are not seizing the opportunity on improving self-service rates and customer satisfaction with IVR technology. So I think that's a great opportunity for you and our customers to leverage these new capabilities that you're bringing to market. So let's just hear a quick example here on how direct dialogue sounds like in an IVR experience.
Welcome to Walnut Bank. To check your account balance, say balance. To pay a bill, say pay bill. To stop payment on a check, say stop payment. To replace a lost or stolen card, say card replacement.
So you see, it's still menu bound, right? That's the experience. And the customer sometimes needs to guess, right? What is the menu option that they want to go through to interact with that IVR. Let's talk about Nuance IVR, which is one of the new things that we are bringing to Dynamics 365 with all the changes that we're making in the platform, right? Nuance IVR, if you don't know Nuance has decades of expertise in voice solutions, right, across the enterprise, here in the US, Europe, and parts of Asia. Then when we finalize the acquisition of Nuance, we start driving aggressive plans of integrating those technologies with Dynamics 365. And one of the two fronts that we are working is to bring in that expertise from Nuance as IVR options, right, in Dynamics, and trying to improve what our customers can use today to drive more self-service, to drive more call deflection, right, and customer satisfaction with the contact centers today. So let's hear how a natural conversation, a conversational IVR sounds like from an experience point of view.
Walnut Bank. How can I help?
I'd like to pay $500 to my Visa bill from my checking account.
No problem. When would you like to make the payment?
Next Friday, and make it $600 actually.
You'd like to pay $600 to your Visa bill on Friday, October 27th, right?
Wait, let me check my balance first.
Your checking account currently has an available balance of $1,425.38.
Okay, all good to pay the bill.
Got it. $600 will be paid from your checking account to your Visa bill on Friday, October 27th. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes, I wanted to speak to someone about closing my credit card account.
Okay, one moment while I get someone to help.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. How can I help you?
Yeah, my credit card rates are too high right now, so I've decided to switch to another company. So let's go ahead and cancel my Walnut Bank credit card.
I'm sorry to hear about that, and I do understand.
You have plenty of changes, right, in that conversation flow during interaction of the customer with the bot, right? It starts with an open question scenario, not a menu of options. You have to extract the meaning of what the caller is telling the bot that they want to accomplish, right? Identify the entities and the intents associated to that. The bot can handle context shifting when the caller shifts the topic, right, in the middle of the task that they're trying to accomplish. And you have the smoothness of the text-to-speech technology, right? Working with dynamic content and data, right? And senses that the bot is telling, it's talking back to the customer. An agent in this case, right, in this scenario, it's privileged to high value tasks. In this case, call a customer retention, right, for credit card cancellations. And the bot clear the simple tasks out of the way, complete them for the customer, and use the agents really for the high value tasks. So supporting this type of natural conversation in IVR systems is not easy. It does require architecture that is streamlined to support that experience. So that's one of the things that we are delivering to market with the new releases of Dynamics 365, right? In this new architecture, we are bringing all the nuance expertise through a set of backend services that supports the bots and allow you to design those conversational IVR solutions for your customers, right? And with this architecture, you basically have two options as IVR solutions for any customers. You're going to have either the nuanced conversation IVR option, or you're going to have the new PVA IVR solution, which is also brand new, right, as another option. Choosing between them, it really depends on the sophistication of the IVR system that you want and how granular you need to go with the configuration in those IVR, in the IVR flow. So we are bringing this to market. We are actually days away from starting the preview program of the new IVR architecture and IVR solutions for market. You see here the link if you want to join us in preview to use this. And changes that you see in preview for IVRs is as you try to add a new bot to work streams, you're going to land on a page where you have to select the bot option that you want to choose, right? And then you're going to land on the proper canvas to alter your bot, publish, and connect to Omnichannel. So that's what I have about Nuance IVR. So now let me give you the floor to Karthik to talk about PVA.
Thanks, Daniel. Can I confirm that you all can see my screen, please?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome, cool. So we saw how we are getting the IVR tech into our Dynamics 365 Omni-channel stack, right? So one of the main components is bringing the Nuance technology into our stack, and then also improvising on what we have in our stack, in our existing stack, such as Power Virtual Agent. So when we talk about improvising the Power Virtual Agent stack, the first thing we wanted to bring together is the experience of merging the low-code and the pro-code technology together and give the bot authors a seamless experience on how they can go and build a sophisticated conversational AI bot. So to do that, what we did is to bring in how you develop the bot and also bring in the richnesses from the Azure Bot Framework Composer into one single unified canvas. With this, the bot developers doesn't need to shift between two different experiences. Building a bot and also bringing in goodness is about capturing some complex scenarios around timeouts or even going and building some custom skills. Okay. So you will see as we progress to the study, you will see more and more unified ways of developers going and creating the bot that's going to meet their business needs. And also what we do is bring in capabilities that allows the bot developers to go and develop these bots at an exponential speed. With the introduction of PowerFX formula-based variable system, the bot developers can now use the variables on the context of the C2, providing inputs to the bot and capturing the conversational flow and also controlling how those shifts happen between the conversations. When making responses to the customers, they could also choose between different options such as adaptive cards, images, videos, and quick replies. And when authoring the code, when authoring the bot, they could choose between a visual designer or a simple code experiences. And when the bot is having conversation with the customers, the bot could understand the context and trigger events based on the context that the customer is interacting with. And finally, we are bringing in productivity improvements, which is standard across the Microsoft suite, like cut, copy, paste, and multi-node selection and enhanced topic navigation as well. As I mentioned, to expand the developer potential, what we're doing is to make sure that the developers can easily integrate, build, and test complex scenarios using the Azure bot services and also the cognitive services. And if we look at how they can extend, they can make use of the services that's easily available with our cognitive services today, be it speech, language translation, vision, or decision making in terms of the content moderation as well. And finally, what we can do is to bring in the generative AI capabilities from beginning to generate answers and also to take actions on those answers and use the Copilot to go and enrich all the actions that's been provided by the PBA. And finally, I want to wrap up with this one slide, which gives you a feeling of where these two sits. So if you look at the scale from the enterprise to low entry bot point, we have Nuance, which captures across the enterprise suite. And also, if you want to choose between a low entry point for a bot, then you can choose between the PBA, which suits all customer sizes. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to rapidly cover on PBA. If you have more questions, happy to answer offline and also to show a few demos. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Jan to talk about digital messaging.
So my name is Yan. I'm PM in Omnichannel, mainly working on the messaging channel part. So I think the audience here today already have deep knowledge about all the channels we support. And the next sessions will be mainly focusing on the mobile customer experience. What we have seen is from the market is we have seen rapid growth in customers seeking support and engagement over mobile device. So we'll use this time to have a little bit walkthrough on a new channel we released last year, which is Apple Message for Business, right? So this is a channel that particularly is focusing on the mobile customer experience. To start with, right? So for those may not familiar with the channel, so what is Apple Message for Business, right? So Apple Message for Business is a service that allows your organization, your business, to directly message your customers using the Message app. So the Message app is a pre-download app in iOS device. So inside the Message app, right? So there are 3 channels within the support. One is in the middle, you can see SMS, which represent in the green bubble here. And the next one is iMessage. This is exchange, between the iOS device, right? So which represent in the blue bubbles here. And the last screen shows, this is the message for business, right? So it's represent in the green bubble, and you can see the, Apple verified title, company names and logo will show up on the top. From the first screen, you can see, right? So inside of the Message app, you have a message with a friend, and you can have the message with your business. So this is basically the message for business. So the benefit for this channel, right? So I think to start with, the first is Apple has huge customer base worldwide. Currently, it reaches like 2 billion active device, right? So this is a huge benefit, to boost your customer reach. For the business. And on top of that, right, so there's no additional carrier fees. This is comparing to the traditional SMS channel, right? So if you're using the Apple Message for Business, there's no carrier fees. So these two are the huge benefit for the business, right? So we'll work through a few like the key benefit for the channel. I think that the first one is entry point, right? So with Apple Message for Business, you can drive customer engagement with many entry point. So entry point is a way to start a conversation with the business. So when user clicks entry point, it will launch the Message app on the device. and opens the message composer screen, right? So with that business, so customer can directly chat in with the business. So there are two types of entry points you can enable with the channel, right? So I think the first big categories is a native integrated with the platform by Apple, right? So search, Apple Map, Apple Pay. The next big sections is also provides a deep, message link. You can embed, with message buttons, QR code, which you can place anywhere, right? So on the screens, it shows a couple examples here. The first one is, on the map, right? So when you search a hotel, right? So and it will show up the message buttons are there. The second example is inside the native's application app, right? So there's you can embed the message button there. The third one is you can embed a message button, for any social media's content post. The fourth one is an email example, right? So you can see the message buttons can be embedded inside the email body. The last one, but not least, right? So this is you can embed, the entry point using a QR code, right? So you can see that all the examples here. Basically, with this channel, right? So you can really boost your customer engagement to drive your customer engagement with many entry point. Basically, you can place anywhere. So the next big benefit, right? So I want to walk through is we call it call deflections with the message suggest. So what it does is, for the business, right? So for your the business, you can pre-register your customer support phone number with Apple, right? So what it does is when the end user click your support phone number, right? So it also provides options to message the business, right? So I think you all familiar with the contact center business. So with the messaging experience, it gives, provides much higher concurrent with the agent. So the agent can handle more than one conversations, at one time. It really, help to improve the contact center efficiency and also provide a better experience. Another key benefit is, it reduces contact center cost. The call voice, the voice calls tend to have a much higher support cost. Another really nice feature with the channel support, right? So the Apple Business Message support a lot of rich message capabilities out of the box. On the screens, you can see a couple examples here, right? So the first one is time picker. So to help customers to schedule appointment. The next one is list picker. It can help customers to pick a topic to continue the conversation. The last one is a rich message link. It can preview, can show up the preview of the content, right? So you really can tell by using this channel, it really focusing on enhancing the customer's mobile experience. It's more like more tap, less tapping experience. This channel provides, right? So because on the mobile device, you don't really want customers to type long sentence, chatting a lot, using text message. So the next slide is showcase one of the rich message type. We call it forms, right? So it showcases both the customer end experience and also the agent experience. So on the left side, you can see the flip screen shows, when the customer receive, when apply applications, right? So they can, using these forms, page by page to provide the information at once. On the right side, you can see the agent experience. So the nice things about this channel is the rich message capabilities. It's not only the bot can send this rich message, but also the agent side, they can also have the capability to author rich message and send it to the customer. Right. Once you send to the customer and the customer respond with all the answers, in the middle of the agent conversation control, you can see once the customer responds back, you can review all the answers of this form, right? So at once. This is really helping contact center to improve, agent efficiency and also provide a better end user experience, right? So it's not only focusing on efficiency, but also helps to provide, better CSAT score. Another nice thing about this channel is also provides like the payment and authentications capabilities, right? So I think Apple, payment and authentications is two main functionalities very important for certain industries, right? So if you want to complete a transactions during your chat with the customer, right? So you can really using this channel and to complete the transactions using Apple Pay. And authentications is also another key functionality, right? So if you want, to verify the, the customer's identities, the account informations before some important actions, right? So you can, this channel also provides these two functionalities out of the box. Another really nice, functionalities is also we provide out of the box is you can do advanced routing using intent and group ID, right? So what it does is basically, you can embed this message URL with your entry point. Right, so and inside this message URL, you can embed intent ID and group ID for advanced routing, right? So when these two this value, these values will be passed by Omnichannel to our unified engine, right? So for advanced routing. For some examples, right? So on the screen, it shows intent ID sales, group ID is VIP. So based on the values on the entry point where you placed, right? So you can embed all these intent and group IDs, to want particularly like the group of agent to handle the case, right? So this is really, to can help achieve that purpose. I have a really nice demo showcase all the Apple message, capabilities. I will really quick play here.
Jan, in case you're not seeing the chat, are you sharing with sound?
Sorry, you cannot hear the sound?
No, we could not hear the sound on the demo.
Okay, let me retry.
Thank you.
Today, we're going to demonstrate
can you hear
the
this okay?
conversational capabilities
Yes, thank you so
of
much.
Apple Messages for Business channel within Dynamics Customer Service. With built-in entry points in Apple Maps, Search, and Message Suggest Redirect, along with the ability to embed custom entry points in websites, first-party applications, QR codes, and more, customers can quickly find and engage with your business on any Apple device that supports the Messages application. To get started, we're going to go ahead and begin a conversation from our iPhone. Our customer is coming in today to find a new Contoso espresso maker to surprise their partner on their birthday. We get started by sending a basic message and receive an automated greeting, letting us know that we will be helped shortly. Our agent accepts the conversation and then sends a list picker to help us understand why the customer has come in today. List picker type rich messages support single and multi-select sections images, and subtitles. List pickers provide a way for organizations to quickly triage customers, collect information, and move conversations forward. We quickly confirm if the customer is looking for help with a new or existing order and include a suggested reply-rich message to get this clarity. The suggested reply-rich message type provides a set of 2 to 5 possible responses that the customer can quickly choose from, cutting down on typing and response time. Now that we know that the customer plans to start a new order, the agent asks that they sign into their Contoso account and verify their identity. Apple Messages for Business supports an authentication request rich message, which can be launched directly from the Messages application. On a successful login, the conversation summary will be automatically updated with the requested authentication details, such as the customer's preferred storefront, name, and any additional account details. With authentication out of the way, our agent can start helping the customer. Our customer doesn't know which model they're looking for and is hoping to get some suggestions. Thankfully, our agent, Jamie, knows just the thing and sends a forms questionnaire to learn what kind of features the customer is looking for in an espresso maker. Forms type rich messages support single and multi-select questions, single and multi-line text responses, scroll selection, and date picker type questions. Forms can help organizations gather detailed information, reduce the need for follow-up questions, and help customers provide relevant and actionable responses. Based on the customer's input, Jamie recommends that they take a look at the Crema Cafe. To help the customer decide, we send a link to the product page as a website rich link style message. Rich link messages can link to websites or videos. They can include customized titles and images, or can be automatically generated when sending a plain text URL. Our customer has taken a closer look at the product, sent a tap back reaction, and let the agent know that they're interested in completing the order, but they want to pick it up in store. Since it's supposed to be a surprise, we want to make sure that we are able to pick it up on the right day. Using the customer's availability and the store's availability, Jamie will create a time picker rich message. Time pickers allow your customers to choose from a set of dates and times that work best for them. They can easily do this because the rich message is integrated with Apple's Calendar app and automatically displays conflicts within the selection window. Customers can then choose to add the event to their calendar, automatically creating an appointment. We'll go ahead and schedule the time slot that our customer has selected, ensuring that the store knows when to have the order ready. Finally, we're ready to complete the order. We verify that the customer does want to pay with Apple Pay, and once we know that, we are going to send them an Apple Pay request. Apple Messages for Business supports conversational commerce with Apple Pay. This means that transactions can be requested, approved, and completed all within the Messages application. So we'll go ahead and send our customer a payment request. Once that's been completed, our customer has not only selected an excellent birthday gift, they've also tested all of the standard rich message interactions supported in Apple Messages for Business.
So alongside with Apple Message for Business, right? So we also released another channel last year. So we call it Google's Business Message, right? So it's basically, it's Google's competing channels with Apple. So but by using both AMB and the GBM, right? So basically, I think so with iOS device and Central device, the market share, you really can cover a lot of, the majority of the mobile device, experience there. So next, I'll use a few minutes to switch gear quickly to walk through some key experience difference between the channels, right? So and things to consider when you choose a channel to implement with your customer. The first is a conversation lifecycle state, right? So I think you all know we have 5 conversation lifecycle state in our existing system, right? So one thing I want to call out here is a waiting state, right? So waiting state is really, provide the availabilities, capabilities for the agent, to put the conversation on hold, right? So the waiting state is not applicable for live chat, but it's applicable for rest of the async channel, right? So I think this is really convenient, beneficial for all the social messaging channels, because all the social messaging channels, the conversation tend to have a longer chat duration, right? So when the customer leave a message and they can go on to move on to other stuff and then maybe come back to reply. So you don't want to the agent, they can they can move on to other things too, right? So the key benefit of the waiting state is, it does not occupy agent capacity, right? So they can release the capacities and move on to other things. Another key benefit of the waiting state is if the customer come back, and will be the same agent handling the conversation end to end, right? So you don't lose the content, you don't really need to switch the content, right? So it can really benefit for improving the end user experience. And besides the conversation life cycle state, right? So there's also a few other things I want to call out, right? So one is, all our channels, all the conversations can be manually ended by agent, but only live chat support the conversation can be manually ended by customer, right? So because for all the other social messaging channels, from the end user point of view, they all have their conversations histories on the device, right? So there's no you can come here to to restart their conversation at any time. So besides the few key points, and we also another things you want to keep in mind is styling and branding, right? So when you think about the customer need, right? So when it comes to styling and branding, so our chat channel and customer channel are the 2 channels that you can do embed in your website, app, or portal, and you can do like a lot more fully styled to fit your brand, right? So those are the 2 channels have the most advantage in terms of styling and branding. Interaction type, right? So this is really important, when considering choosing channel. Because for all the messaging channels, we have seen the customer implemented, right? So PVE is another key factor. So like adapter card natively supported by bot is also we got a lot of requests on that, right? So regarding the card support, we have most card support in chat and customer channels, right? So the customers can do a lot about this adapt card support on starting for these 2 channels, but the rest of the channels we really have very limited support, right? So for Teams and the Line channel, those 2 channels we have partial support, but for any other channels we don't mention here, right? So we don't support in the adapt card. Apple, right? So we already worked through this. Apple has a native, like the rich messages native supported natively with both bot and human agent. It's a different technology behind, in the back end, is different from a debit card, but the formatting on the end user point of view are very similar. And we also support, Markdown for any text format, right? So we have many format, supported for chat, Teams, customer channel. But all for all the social messaging channels, right? So because this third-party channels, it always depends on the channel itself. So we have some format, supported for Facebook, Google, and WhatsApp. File attachment is another key factor, right? So we have different channel has different unique things, right? So you can read the full documentations in the links that's provided in the deck below. Another thing is important for the contact center is how to identify the customers, right? So for all our messaging channels, we do support the capabilities. You can support the conversations linked to contact, account, or case. And for social messaging channels, right? So especially for Apple, Google, Facebook, Line, WeChat, WhatsApp, and customer channel, right? So we also have a social profile support, right? So which is we can help, we create a social profile for each channels on the back end. For each customer, for the unique customer, right? So when the customers come back next time, even without connect to the contact, right? So you can use social profile to identify the customers and link all these conversations to the social profile channel for that particular channel. We also support passing customer contacts, for chat, customer channels, right? So for all channels, we also support, channel specific contact, available for routing system. So this is also, we have the documentations listed below. You can take a close look. Finally, I think some another key factors I want to mention is, with the chat channel, right? So we have web calling, right? So during the chat, if you want to escalate, the chat to a voice video to improve the efficiency of the conversations, you can do that for live chat channel. And also you can do co-browse or screen sharing for the channel, right? So, but for the rest of the channels, we don't have this support. Another ones I want to quickly mention is the automated outbound, right? So using Power Automate, we do have this outbound support for SMS and WhatsApp channel. So just a quick recap, right? So I know we worked through a lot of content, in the past half hour. You might need more time to digest, right? So, but just a quick recap, for the considerations for triggering a channel to implement with your customer, right? So I think if you want to focus on the mobile device, we talk about, right? So Apple Message for Business and Google Business Message are the two most advanced channels to for really enhancing the mobile device. If you want to focus on desktop computers, right? So a native chat experience will be your choice. And in terms of how do you want a customer to find your teams, right? So you can do from a search engine or Maps app. We have Google, Apple, the most native entry point you can support, right? So you basically can place the entry point anywhere you want. But also, for social messaging, right, like Facebook, WhatsApp, you can directly from the social app. Authentication, right? So it's oftentimes a key factor for authentications, right? So we have live chat and we also have AMB channel support the authentications function. How in details or technical do you expect the discussion with the customer, right? So I think, in terms the whether the interactions is longer or short. So if you expect the short interactions, right? So live chat would be your choice. I think from a couple of minutes to upper hour, right? So interactions, would be, we see this is the most common case for live chat channel. If you expect a longer chat duration, right? So considering async messaging channel, right? So from our data, we can see, for all the async channel, especially social messaging, the chat durations can vary from like a couple hours to a couple days, right? So this is the most common use case we have seen. Do you want to have file sharing or other advanced conversation capabilities, right? So I think that it really depends, drill down the use case you want to support, right? So we also provided documentations on file sharing capabilities for each channel. You can use that as a reference. Or do you have a plan to use a conversation bot with rich interactive message, right? So with that, keep in mind, I think like right now, live chat, customer channel, also AMB, the three channels has the most advanced, rich message support.
Thank you so much for spending the last 2 hours. My team was super excited to prepare this particular session and deliver the session for you. I hope you all found it as much useful as we intended it to be. As far as 2024 is concerned, we continue to plan to focus on quality to ensure that we build up for enterprise scale requirements. For table stakes, whatever we have showed to you over the last 2 hours about bringing Nuance and PVI stacks together, building the voice Phoenix stack, we will continue to invest on those. We are planning to invest on improving our transfer consult experiences as well. We have heard loud and clear on geo expansion requirements. So as soon as we have the table stakes in and we build the Phoenix stack, that will be our next item in order to go tackle and ensure that from a geo expansion perspective, we are making ourselves available in as many geos as Dynamics is available at. On that note, we've also heard feedback from you about language parity. So please continue to provide us signals on what we can do better on the language part, apart from ensuring that as and when we are rolling out to different geos, the geo-specific local languages, we plan to bring those up as well. In terms of productivity, one thing that we have heard loud and clear is automated dialing modes, which is super important for contact centers that are dealing with outbound use cases. On the same spirit, agent-initiated outbound is another thing that we have heard, apart from answering machine detections, SLA with notifications and targeting. On the more channels front, we have heard signals on first-party WhatsApp, screen sharing and co-browse, Instagram, and video chats click to call. Also improving on our cross-channel customer journey. So these are the things that we would be thinking about prioritizing in the next round. As always, your feedback is super important for all of us. So please use the Q&A section to provide us signals on what areas you want us to invest in. On that note, let's move on to the next slide, please. Thank you. If you could build that out as well. All right. Sorry about that. Thank you. So in 2024, continued focus on quality, voice vNext for production loads with geo expansion, and more AI for all channels. See, these are the top 3 goals that we will be catering to. But if you have a magic wand to bring in one more for 2024, what that one more capability would be that you would like to see out there going that roadmap, please let us know, and we would be looking forward to hearing from you on that part. On that note, thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. I see a lot of conversation going on the Q&A front as well. Thanks to all the presenters and moderators for taking care of the questions and delivering the session. Your feedback always means a lot to us because based on your signals, we can improve on the content and we can plan for the next workshop series as well. So please do take a moment to share your feedback with us. The link is there flashed on the screen, which is aka.ms OC Partners 2023 feedback. We really appreciate the time that you spent with us and the signals that you provide to us.